Okay, welcome to CeeDub and Penny's backyard, and today what we're going to do, we're going to rehabilitate this old piece of cast iron. This is what they call a spider. It's got the legs and the shape and the lid of a Dutch oven, but it has a handle like a skillet. You typically see these only in the South, and as you can see, it's been a long time since this oven has been in a usable shape. So we're going to take and fix this up. In fact, we will have this good enough that we're going to cook our supper in it tonight. We're going to do some braised lamb shanks when we finish this. And so the first step to this whole process, we're going to use our Camp Chef smoke vault. And we're going to turn this on high. We're going to actually use this as an outdoor oven. And we're going to set our spider in there on that. And I'm going to set the lid up on the top rack. We're going to do this in 2 stages. Turn that on high. This has got to heat up to about 450 degrees for about an hour, and then we'll come back and we'll show you the next step in turning this old piece of cast iron into a museum piece. Okay, our old spider oven's been heating up here in the smoke vault for about an hour at 400 degrees, which is a nice high temperature. We're really basically what we're doing is just baking that stuff off. We've got heavy leather gloves. We're going to move this over onto our steel cooking table here, but let's go to the smoke vault, take it out, and this is where these old gloves come in handy. And we're just going to set this up on our table, shut the smoke vault, and to clean this up now, I've got eye protection, eyeglasses, and I've got a wire buffing wheel on my electric drill. So while this iron is good and hot, I'm going to clean this up. Then after it cools down a little bit, we can come back, put some oil on it, our Camp Chef conditioner, heat it up again, cure it, and we're going to be ready to cook. So I'm just going to start cleaning her up right now. Okay, we have got our old piece of cast iron cleaned up, our old spider oven, and something that's really unique to this oven and tells me one thing how old it is. You see a dark line right there. That is what they call the sprue. That was where the molten cast iron was actually poured into the mold, which is a mixture of sand and clay. We're going to use Camp Chef conditioner, the best product I've ever used for curing and taking care of cast iron. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put a little bit of this conditioner on inside and out, and then we're going to put it back in our smoke ball, heat it up, and the rehabilitation process on this old spider oven is going to be complete. Okay, we just finished wiping down our old piece of cast iron here, our old spider oven, with our Camp Chef cast iron conditioner. What we're going to do, we want to save this for our next project. We're going to take that oily rag and put it in our Ziploc with our conditioner, and that's going to make it last longer. So now that we've got the oil on it, thin film, we're going to put it back in our smoke vault, cranked up on high. It's just like taking it and using a gas grill. And we're going to put it in there upside down, and the reason it goes in upside down, in case there's any extra oil in here, it's going to drip out. Otherwise, it will turn into a varnish like sludge. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to put the lid up on the next shelf about an hour at 450 degrees. And this old spider oven and lid, in spite of its blemishes and imperfections, we're going to cook our supper in it. So we'll come back in about an hour and see how it's doing. Okay, we've had our old spider oven here in the smoke vault for about an hour, and we've got the temperature on it we want. So let's open the door and see what this old oven looks like. And keep in mind the image in your mind of what we had when we started. So here's it is. We're going to open that up. And there's our lid. Looks a whole lot different. And there's our old spider oven. Okay, here we are. We've got our old spider oven all cleaned up. It's cooled off a little bit. We're going to do our dinner of lamb shanks and veggies. We're going to start out with a little olive oil. Okay, so we want to put the lamb and garlic. So we're going to put our garlic in there. And we're just going to saute this for a minute. We're going to put our garlic hot and our oil. And all we want to do is put our shanks in there and brown them just a little bit. And so we're going to brown these for a minute, and then we'll come back and put the veggies in. Dinner's going to be just a heartbeat away. So there's our lamb shanks done, and our old chunk of cast iron that we have rehabbed today. We're giving a new meaning to the term intervention when it comes to cast iron. So we're going to have dinner. Dinner's done.